The creation of challenging, interesting and unique projects is becoming more popular. These projects are unalike. And of course, for designers and engineers, it's always a challenge. Our people have the right to be proud of their work. And I think it's very important that all our employees can see the valuable and unique things that distinguish our company and their work from the others. In many places all over Russia, you can't even count the projects we did the construction for.
Yablonskaya Svetlana, crane operator.
I work here as a steel fitter. Those who only come thinking about the money don't last long.
I have worked on cranes of different types. I like working here.
I don't know, I just like it. The people are great and going to work's like a holiday. Once I got involved, I became very interested and can't imagine doing anything else. For us, it's very important to maintain not only the quality of the process, when production runs smoothly, with discipline and observance of all safety standards and rules, but it's also important that our employees, those involved in any technological operations, should perform their tasks responsibly.
Feeling personal responsibility for what you are doing is the most important, and when you have it, you will get the best results. And so, when new workers come, we tell them straight away how important it is to be responsible for all our actions.
The first thing I remember about my work is meeting good people. They became my mentors. I worked with them for a long time. Now they're retired, but I still remember their advice and how they did things. My first impression of the plant was that it was clean and tidy. Friendly people, interesting new equipment. When new young workers come, they're enthusiastic. We know immediately if a person wants to work. If they have the desire, then, as we say, they put their backs into it. If something is not clear, they come and ask about it. So if a person doesn't have any interest, it's difficult to give them what they don't want to take. People usually choose a profession because they like and are attracted to the tasks involved. It's the job of a CEO to provide the necessary conditions for these people, helping them to do the work they love doing. What we have in common is that the whole team works for one end result.
It's stimulating when you know what project you're working on and how important it is to society. Immediately you feel, for example, when we built the stadium in Sochi, the fish stadium, and when we watched the opening on the TV, the Olympic Games opening ceremony, it was something special. We took great pride in our involvement.
An important project was the stadium in Nizhny Novgorod, built for the World Cup. We strive to achieve these results collectively, as a team. Even my kids are interested. My son is now 11 years old, and he often asks, "Dad, what are you building?" He gets so interested in the process, and now it seems to him that his dad is building everything around him. When he grows up, he said he wants to come and work here and follow in his father's footsteps. For the last 18 months, we've been building metal structures for the NFZ, the Lacht Center in St. Petersburg. We are recognized in the marketplace as one of the most technologically advanced enterprises in the manufacture of metal structures. Many who visit the plant are surprised by the quality of the construction designs, the quality of welding, and in general with the atmosphere of the plant. This is not your average metalworking plant. We're operating in the big leagues. We have higher level customers. They know they can rely on our company to manage their projects. We work in 24 countries. Lacht Center shows how our engineering skills have developed. This unique project is being built by our company, Renaissance Construction. We are proud that we are building such a unique facility. The height of the 87-story tower will be 462 meters. 25,000 tons. 30% of the total volume was completed with steel structures from the Nizhny Tagil plant. At Lacht Center, it's very important for us to provide maximum quality in all details. Therefore, we use proven technology and proven suppliers. We've started to manufacture blast furnace number 7 for the Yevraz metallurgical plant. When the president of the company asked me who could build it, I told him, that's me. I said I knew how to do it. I knew where we'd source the equipment and metal structures. From NTZMK, of course, no one else. It was not only the plant's ability to produce metal structures in general, but also to manufacture special metal structures. For the first time in our history, we were able to manufacture the torus part of the air heater. Before, we used to make only cylindrical parts, but this year we have developed this technology. Generally speaking, we can now manufacture the full cycle of a blast furnace. The role of the plant's engineers, those involved in preparing technical documentation and a technological process for the manufacture of all these structures, is very important. The third blast furnace, over the last 15 years, it's very important for us to show in this project that we are Russia's leading plant, capable of carrying out such complex and large projects in a short time. To be honest, when I started working here, I didn't think it was possible to change the plant in that way. Let's just say that if we had had the level of today's orders many years ago, we would have done it slowly and ineffectively. While working on the Lacht project, we upgraded 50% of our welding equipment and managed to weld very complex units. With each order, we learn something new. So we can say, we're keeping up with the times. I visited them. I went to see their premises. I know how they're developing, how they invest in their technical refits in order to move forward. And what have they done? They've begun taking orders from abroad. Today, they're working at the most significant construction sites in Russia, Moscow, St. Petersburg. Everything new creates a certain internal discomfort, a feeling that is important to convert into readiness and to consider as a growth point. And overcoming this state is what creates the strong energy that moves us forward. Whatever modern equipment you have, if the people who work on it have no grasp of the technology, then nothing will work out.
We have very high-quality products, and we have a lot of competitors, but we still retain leadership in our field.
All the projects we took on, we finished completely. We haven't taken on any projects that we couldn't manage. Certainly, when the metal structure is lying in the plant, whether as a semi-finished product or in an assembled state, it's difficult to imagine the place it will take in a large structure. It's hard to envisage the large building that will be the result of this construction. This sphere, 80 meters in diameter, stands on pillars. This project was designed by the well-known American architect Adrian Smith, from Adrian Smith and Gordon Gill. Their architectural practice is known for projects such as Burj Khalifa and the Trump Tower. You could say he's the father of the world's most famous skyscrapers. The facility was built on time with the direct participation and huge contribution of NTZMK. This sphere is suspended on 8 elements, on 8 joints, so it hangs in the air on these supports. The project is conceptual. Many technological solutions had to be developed and finalized with the help of the plant's specialists. It was really a challenge for us when we saw this project for the first time. It reminded us of George Lucas and Star Wars. In engineering terms, this project was unique and very complex. Together with the company we worked with on this project, we achieved an engineering innovation, as a result of which the elements were turned into box sections. The manufacturing technology was very difficult, as well as dealing with the steel itself. During manufacturing, it can be very whimsical. When you weld, it requires preheating, and the next step is slow cooling. If the technological procedure is not strictly followed, the strength of the structure is compromised, and it won't be capable of supporting the required load. We adopted this new technology quickly, and we were able to supply about 6.5 million tons of structures a year. Well, it's about 70% of the total, and naturally we had our work cut out for us. As the Russian proverb goes, measure 7 times, then cut. When work has to be completed fast and demands are high, the workforce mobilizes and performs what seems to be the impossible. All the time, something new is being done. We don't do series production, we always do something new. New projects can be so complicated, and every year they're becoming more and more interesting. Every day when I go to work, I know there'll be new challenges. And I like this. It fascinates me. This is very interesting work. It's for thoughtful people who have a creative potential. It's not just making standard products on a daily basis. The same old things. Every day, there's always something new. Those who don't fit in simply don't work here. The enterprise needs people who can help the company to develop. Correspondingly, the company helps them to develop. Young people are employed here, and that's good. It means they have comfortable working conditions. Well done. In general, when we attempt something new, something never done before, we end up being satisfied with the results. In any complex project, there is always a fundamental and driving motivation to overcome and challenge yourself to succeed. You can start with a small thing. Everything you need will follow in the work process. Curiosity and interest are needed above all. Of course, the way from one peak to another naturally passes through valleys and dips. That's the routine, and difficulties and obstacles always arise. When we get to the top and have overcome the challenges and see what we have created, then we experience the joy of it. And then the painstaking hard work begins again, which we can continue for a month, 2 or 6 months, or a year.
The architecture is astonishing. It's funny because I'm actually an architect. This is the largest spherical building in the world. It's definitely showing the futuristic technologies, using a lot of steel, glass, the glass bridge. Obviously, spherical buildings are difficult to construct. Each glass panel had to be probably designed especially for this part of the building. I would definitely inspire not just myself, but the rest of my company too. Well done. Congratulations. This is definitely a business card for those people for the future.
I've been working at the plant for 21 years. I joined the plant in 2004.
I have been working for NTZMK for 17 years, since I was 18 in fact, as soon as I got my license. Some people have the gift of working with metal, others don't.
I don't know, but I really like working here. Nobody but us can take responsibility for our well-being. If we talk about the challenges to the state, to society, we must accept one thing, that we are responsible for the choices we make, and for the country we live in, and for the city and the work we're doing. It depends on us, no one else. It's very important to ensure you don't shift responsibility from yourself to someone else. And I think that the formula that every person is the creator of his or her own happiness is right.
I don't think there are any indifferent people here, neither to their own lives nor to the life of the plant.
The team works to achieve one common result. Everyone understands the significance of each project, and everyone is steeped in the project at hand. I think there are still many construction projects to be done. The country is developing. Though there are a lot of pessimists, you have to look forward with confidence. We can't stand still, we must develop. And as soon as you stop, everything slides. You need to move forward. Keep learning. The main thing is to be confident. Then what you wish for will come true. Many orders that our company builds are original and very beautiful. I noticed that we've really been able to improve the country with our projects. What's more, we have orders from foreign countries. We're a great example, and they place orders because they see what we can do here in Russia.
Amazing emotions. I can't put it into words. I can't even imagine how it all could be constructed. It's such a lot of work. It was built by great people for sure. It's really impossible to convey in words all this beauty. You should see it, feel it. You have to come here and experience it yourself. It's really amazing, and that will be reflected in the wonder on all the faces of the people who visit. I recommend that everyone, people from all over the world, come here and see this stunning beauty for themselves. It's a huge job, a mammoth undertaking. I hope you continue to build such projects.
We will definitely continue to meet challenges. We will create growth points. We'll strive to create conditions for professional development. And I hope that society and our consumers will appreciate us and pay us a fair price for the work we do.